Should I do a free sample? It's one of the most common questions I get. And if you ask me this question about a couple of years ago when I just started freelancing, I'd be like, definitely not. But if you ask me this today, my answer will be maybe. Now, why do free samples get such a bad reputation? This is because clients repeatedly exploit freelance talent, and there are some valid cases out there. That's why you should be very, very careful when you tread this path. In no scenario you should have somebody exploit you. But a sample or a test project is not such a bad idea. Here's a question for you to think upon, right? If you were applying to a full-time job in a reputed company, you probably would be doing a bunch of tests. While I do know some companies don't have that, many do, even if you're a senior resource. And I don't see a lot of backlash when it comes to these tests and assignments, right? So why is this the case? Why are people okay to give assignments, but when it comes to sample, it's a straight up no? What goes in our head when we're applying to a company is to build long-term relationships, right? You're pitching yourself to a company which can be a launchpad to your career, which will help you establish a long relationship, which also means stable income for a long period of time. But when it comes to freelancing, right, especially in the 2000s when it was so disorganized, it was so new, you worked with anybody, had very little clue about who this person is or what their company even does seriously. And that's how what ended up happening is a lot of people got screwed over. However, if you get a good client with which you can believe you can have a potential long-term relationship, you must consider doing a pilot project or a sample. And I've spoken about qualifying the right clients for you before, so definitely check it out if you're keen to know more. Now, when a company comes to you and asks you for a sample, you first must understand what's their logic behind it. Are they just giving you it for the heck of it? Or do they seriously have a valid reason? In my experience, this usually happens when there's a mismatch in the skill, the experience, or the industry, or all of the above. What you'll see is as you get more and more experience, companies will come to you less and less because you have a great body of work and a lot of endorsement about who you are as a person. When you are just starting out and you don't have much validation, a sample can be a fantastic way for you to build confidence with a reputable brand. Now, if you feel that it's valid that the company is asking for a sample, you now need to get into the specifics of what the task at hand is. If you need to spend anything more than 3 to 5 hours, definitely charge for the sample. If they're not comfortable paying you for the sample, go to them with an option saying, I can do a task which is this, which takes less of my time. A lot of people watching this may be thinking, why should I even do a free sample? Trust me, if there's a skill, experience, or industry match, this is a great opportunity for you to take just 3 hours of your time, prove to the company that you're actually credible and valuable, and use that to build a long-term relationship. This can span from weeks to months to even a couple of years. Now let's talk about how much do I charge for a sample. First, estimate the amount of effort you need to put in for this sample. Usually don't spend more than 2 or 3 days. Anything more than that, you better be damn sure about this company. Then estimate how much you would charge for the project and divide that by 10. So for example, if you're doing a 1 lakh rupee project, 10,000 rupees is a good price for 1 to 2 days of work for a sample for this project. Now, how would you convince a client that you don't need to spend 2 days, but you can just spend 3 hours and prove your merit to them? If it's a UX exercise, you can do a UX audit. If it's a branding exercise, you can create a mood board or a style scheme. Now, before you even get to the conversation of a sample, do consider not charging an advance fee, especially if all the 3 factors above don't match, right? Which is skill, experience, and industry. And before making this video, I spoke to lawyers who run law firms, I spoke to agency folks who run large agencies, and all of them really believe in giving value first. Because when you give value first, trust me, you're going to receive value one or the other way. Make sure you trust the client you're talking to. You never know, just doing more free samples actually may bag you some big projects, which you may have lost otherwise. I hope this video was helpful, and if you've got other point of views, I'd love to hear. Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you.